Now this is our pattern that we just used. If you notice, this line, the line we drew, and I've gone ahead to slash it up to this point. Now this is what we call the raised knee. This is our original knee. When we want to do mermaid skirts, panel skirts, we don't flay them from the actual knee measurement. If you do that, the person won't be able to walk very well, because most time, okay, now we still put slits, but it's always better. It even looks better when you raise the knee. And we like to do like a minimum of 3 inches. It can be higher than that. And I always say, if the person is tall, reduce the raise. The person is short, you can actually raise more. You give the person a taller frame. Yeah. So now this is the raised knee. I can actually use this pattern this way without slashing. Let me show you. Somebody will like, why will I rip my pattern after spending time to draw and all? So all I need to do is to know how many inches I want the flay to be. I place my pattern this way. Okay, let me pin it down. About that. Oh, good. So this is my pattern. Ignore the slash. So I'm just trying to show you how to use it without slashing. Good. So we'll call this the addition method. So I'll just come on my pattern. Where's my tape rule? I'll mark out how much spread I desire plus my seam allowance. Here I usually use 1 inch for the seam allowance. Let me say I want to spread it up to 10 and seam allowance is 1. Normally I do this, I calculate this before folding fabric so I don't waste my fabric. Like I'll measure from here. I have 9.5 and I'm adding 10 plus 1 at 11. So everything should be like that's 20 and half. That's what I'll measure and fold so that I don't waste the fabric. But let me just use this and show you what we're doing. All right, so now this is my raised knee, remember. Okay, that's my raised knee. So on my raised knee, I'll mark my actual seam allowance, which is 1.5. I do the same at my hip and I do the same at my waist. This part is 1/2 inch. Don't mind me on my hack or my hacks. This tape is actually 1/2 inch. So when I just place it this way and rule, I'm getting exactly 1/2 of an inch. So I'll use my hip curl to connect the waist to the hip. Now for your hip to knee is a straight ruler. Please do not make the mistake of using a hip curl. All right. Now your knee length to the hem of the skirt. This is the hem of the skirt. This is how long our skirt is up to this point. Good. So I will now use a straight ruler to join these points like so. All right. And join or add 1/2 inch seam allowance this way. So while you're doing this, just be careful that your tape is not moving, because mine was doing just that right now. Good. And there's something we call tipping. Sometimes when you do panel skirt or A-line, this area would do as if it's jutting out. Doesn't always look good. So what you do is to measure from this point, that's your raised knee, down to that seam allowance. So what I have here is 23.25. So I come to this line that I drew, my panel line, sorry, my A-line line or seam line. I measure the same 23.5. Sorry. So I'm going to connect it, not with a very straight ruler, just a little curve towards the end of the pattern. See, so all this is what I would have had an excess, jotting out and making my work not to look nice. So I can do this without cutting my pattern, and we call this the addition method. But the slash and spread method gives it this beautiful look. So most times we cut, and you have to slash towards the place you're spreading. Now we're spreading towards the shape line, so I can slash. I've slashed it. and I can spread as much as I want. Are you seeing it? I can go as much as I want. So when I do this, all I'm doing is to add my seam allowance, of 1 inch here. Why do I always do 1 inch here? I don't need bulk of seam allowance. You know, the less seam allowance you add, the more your fabric relaxes around the seam. Please bear that in mind. So this is what it will be, and this is my seam allowance down here. This one you don't need to tip. Tipping have already been done for you. So all you're going to do is to connect. Okay, connect. I have 23.5. Okay, and I have 23.5 here. So I will just mark it. And that's that. So when I'm cutting, I'll cut on this line this way, just like so, up to this point. And that's that. So whatever you do for the front, do for the back. The back is a little bit different because there's a tail at the center of the back. So I'm showing you that in a GIF.